He couldn't remember when he started running, only that it had been a while ago. The sun had long since set, the amber and lilac hues of the sunset sky replaced with the inky splatter of moon and starlight. Leaves and sticks and all manner of debris crunch under his feet, the sound of his laboring heart loud in his ears, his lungs aching and practically screaming for a rest. Fate has a funny way of hearing and listening to those sorts of things. He felt his foot catch and he tumbled, hitting his head on a tree branch on the way down, his vision almost immediately going dark, his mind dead to the world. When he woke up, the world was nothing but blur. But slowly, very slowly, it began to take form. Sound returned first, the overbearing silence filling his ears. Then his sight cleared, his eyes struggling to pick up the rough outlines of the trees and foliage around him. Then came smell, the crisp smell of winter flowers in the air. Taste was the last, the coppery tang of blood filling his mouth, making his face scrunch in disgust. Hacking up the blood in his throat, the boy spat out a thick globule of blood onto the already soaked ground to his right. The boy cast a somewhat dulled gaze around the small clearing, his heaving body slowly coming to a standstill, and he beheld the untamed world around him. The darkness slowly lifted as his eyes adjusted. A sort of raw, unmarred beauty revealed itself to him. Intricately elegant patterns of vine rows around the dark and rich color of the tree trunks, flowers blooming in uneven intervals around their length, their smell permeating the air, and their leaves releasing a sort of soft blue glow. He wasn't sure how long he sat there, stunned into awe. All he knew is that it had been a while. The silence was broke. However, as leaves and branches snapped, the sharp sounds jerked him out of his reverie. A figure emerged from the perimeter of the clearing, its shape uncertain due to the disrupting fog and darkness. As it got closer, however, the boy was dumbfounded to see another person seated atop a majestic elk. It appeared to be meticulously taken care of. The soft gray coat of the beast was sleek and had a healthy sheen, so much so that the blue light reflected off. Its antlers were large indeed, the boy counting 10 crests. Who are you?" The boy's hoarse voice called out to the figure, and to his dismay, he did not receive an immediate answer. "You here to trade, kid?" A gruff voice called back eventually, and startled him quite a bit. Scrambling to his feet, the boy stammered out a reply. I...
Get on with it, kid. I ain't got all night.
I'm lost and I need help getting back home," he machine-gunned out, bringing a small smirk to the man's face.
I can't really help you out with that, kiddo, but I got the stuff that'll get your mind off all that.
He reached into a tattered pocket of his cloak and pulled out a spherical bottle of thick amber liquid, and the boy cocked his head back, a confused expression etching itself onto his face.
I got Canadian, English, American, whatever kind you need, kid. My syrup is free of any toxins or artificial preservatives, or your trade back.
What?
So, what'll it be, kiddo?
He clapped and rubbed his hands together, the grin on his face never wavering as he stared at the kid. Canadian?
Excellent. Now we just gotta figure out what you owe me for it.
He looked the kid up and down before pointing at the kid's feet.
Your shoes. Hand them over.
And thus the transaction was made. The bottle of Canadian syrup for a pair of worn child sneakers. The deal over, the now dubbed Maple Man waved a cordial hand over his shoulder and pointed in a vaguely northwestish direction.
That's the way you need to go. Hope to see you again sometime, kid. Nice doing business with you.
That was the last time he ever saw the Maple Man.